Okay, Menno is going to play on a drum and his barbecue. Kaiser. It's a Kaiser. Apparently it's about the only one in the country, isn't it? We think. Yeah. Anyway, this is a Pablo Neruda poem. It's called Lithe Girl, Brown Girl. This particular translation is by Christopher Logue. Okay, where we go. Lithe girl, brown girl, the sun that makes apples and stiffens the wheat, makes your body with joy. Your tongue like a red bird dancing on ivory, your lips with the smile of water. Tantalize the sun if you dare. It will leave shadows that match you everywhere. Lithe girl, brown girl, nothing draws me towards you, and the heat within you beats me home like the sun at high noon. Knowing these things, perhaps through knowing these things, I seek you out, daft for the sound of your voice, or the brush of your arms against wheat, or your step among poppies grown under water. Can you use a bit of that on the solo? Yeah. Okay, this is called Drunk. Yeah, we're drunk on turpentine. Okay, wait, do you want to, I'll let you go first. Drunk as drunk on turpentine from your open kisses. Your wet body wedged between my wet body and the strake of our boat that is made out of flowers. Feasted, we guide it, our fingers like tallows adorned with yellow metal, over the sky's hot rim, the day's last breath in our sails. Pinned by the sun between solstice and equinox, drowsy and tangled together, we drifted for months and woke with the bitter taste of land on our lips. Eyelids all sticky, and we longed for a lime and the sound of a rope lowering a bucket down its well. Then we came by night to the Fortunate Isles and lay like fish under the net of our kisses. Just play that. I'm going to do some Peter Redgrove poems, and you just improvise on that, yeah? And Menno's going to improvise on them. This is called The Visible Baby. A large, transparent baby, like a skeleton in a red tree, like a little skeleton in the rootlet pattern. He is not of glass, this baby. His flesh is see-through. Otherwise, he is quite the same as any other baby. I can see the white caterpillar of his milk looping through him. I can see the pearl bubble of his wind and stroke it out of him. I can see his little lungs breathing like pink parks of trees. I can see his little brain in its glass case like a budding rose. There are his teeth in his transparent gums like a budding hawthorn twig. His eyes like open poppies follow the light. His tongue like a crest of his thumping blood. His heart like two squirrels, one scarlet, one purple, mating in the canopy of a blood tree. His spine like a necklace all silvery strung with cartilages. His hand bones like a working party of white insects. His nerves like a tree of ice with sunlight shooting through it. What a closed book bound in wrinkled illustrations his father is to him. Go with it again. Another Peter Redgrove. You okay with this? You okay? I sent her into the wine glass to listen. I prodded her into the apple burrow. I told her to take out her pin dagger as soon as she heard the maggot chewing. I gave her a bath in a walnut shell. She made a salt necklace, piercing the crystals together. I was frightened when she fell into the mustard, but I rolled her clean on a piece of bread. I told her to sit in the cruet like an information kiosk and answer some questions. I compiled a savory blancmange from her studied with Angelica. It was a goblet of my fish sauce. But she ran from the reek of my steak, the evisceration of an elephant. I gave her a cress leaf fan. She got drunk in a grape. I found her snoring like a scarlet fly on her back in the skin like a flabby canoe. It was after I'd eaten the blood orange that I missed her. I'll just do this one straight. Neil Rawlinson, English poet, my father shaving Charles Darwin. As he sinks his backside into the dome seat of the barber's shop, my father tips him back like a spaceman to gaze at the cobwebs whiskered with shavings. He strokes his fingers through Mr. Darwin's facial hair and tugs as you might an implausible stick-on beard. Well, what's it to be, lad? Only a trim and a bit of a tidy-up, says Darwin, settling into the chair. My father pulls the clippers out of their box and flicks the switch. We'll have you looking like a man in next to no time, my father mutters over the Brill cream. Can't have you looking like a monkey. His beard comes off like sparks on a foundry floor. You need a pair of goggles for this job, he shouts above the din. And he dreams of shaving the world's heretics clean of their facial hair. Sigmund Freud, Karl Marx, Fidel Castro, doing his own little bit for God and for moral decency. He strops the blade, it runs in furrows across the man's face, leaving the glass-like purity that makes my father want to weep. When the transformation is complete, he takes off the cape and brushes Mr. Darwin's neck. My father's eyes are filled with tears. He's done a good job, and he's humming now the tune Jerusalem, stroking the shaven jaws of Charles Darwin, who sits in his chair, petrified.